It's time for a couple of holy mackerel stories in today's news. On Wednesday of this week, the administration asked Congress to grant it the authority to regulate formerly unregulated financial instruments. We're not talking about violas in the read section here. We're talking about credit default swaps, insurance contracts, and all these other exotic financial doohickeys most of us had never heard of until the economy started exploding last fall in a bad way. The day after that request to Congress, President Obama held a town hall meeting in New Mexico where he said he wanted to sign a credit card reform bill by Memorial Day, which is really soon. The House has already approved a credit card bill, and one is pending in the Senate. The bill would set limits on how badly the credit card companies can stick it to you on interest rate hikes and late fees. It would also curb the marketing of credit cards to people under the age of 21. Which brings us to the single most wonderful part of this story, the part where we show the picture of North Dakota Senator Byron Dorgan and a giant Hello Kitty. After seeing this picture posted at Politico.com today, we called Senator Dorgan's office to find out the context here. Turns out he was pointing out that credit card offers are using brands like Hello Kitty, whose target audience, by the company's own admission, is people aged 10 to 14 or even younger. And he's right, actually. If you go to the Hello Kitty main website, right there on the front page, right above the character page for the little butchy Hello Kitty character whose favorite color is black and whose favorite food is shallots, right above that one, there's the Hello Kitty credit card offer. Because what 10-year-old with an interest in anthropomorphized Japanese pink cats doesn't need a Platinum Plus Visa card? Brought to you by Bank of America. You can also get to the same offer at bankofamerica.com/Hello Kitty. Unbelievably. Bank of America, don't we sort of own Bank of America now after the bailout? Does that mean that we're all complicit in the Hello Kitty credit card thing? And finally, the Preakness is this weekend, the third race in the Triple Crown that also includes the Kentucky Derby and the Belmont Stakes. This year's Triple Crown has been riveting because a horse called Mind That Bird won the Derby in really dramatic fashion. Remember that sneak move on the inside rail and then running away with it on the home stretch? Well, the jockey who won the Derby with Mind That Bird the previous day had won another race called the Kentucky Oaks, riding the so-called Super Filly, Rachel Alexandra, a horse that did not get entered in the Derby, but that did run away with the Oaks the day before by about 20 lengths. Same jockey, two different horses, two huge wins on two consecutive days. Well, the Preakness is tomorrow, and that same jockey has decided to not ride the horse on which he won the Kentucky Derby. He's decided to ride the filly, Rachel Alexandra. Only 4 female horses have ever won the Preakness in the whole history of the race. Now here's the weird political twist to this story. Now, you'll recall that there's a connection this year, right, between the Kentucky Derby and the Alaska Republican Senator Ted Stevens corruption trial. Remember this? The man who went to jail for bribing Stevens is Bill Allen. Bill Allen went to jail in part to secure immunity from prosecution for his son. The dad testified that his son delivered bribes to an Alaska state legislator, but the son nevertheless got off scot-free when his dad went to jail. So Mark Allen, the son, who didn't go to jail, owns Mind That Bird, the horse that won the Kentucky Derby. Mark Allen is also the man who this week conspired to keep Rachel Alexandra, the super filly, from being able to run the Preakness. He entered another horse in the Preakness so Rachel Alexandra would not have a spot in the race. Remarkably, Mark Allen says he consulted with his dad in prison this week and had a change of heart. Quote, "His advice to me was just to do what's right, because arrogance and greed isn't right." So Mark Allen withdrew the other horse from the Preakness. Now Rachel Alexandra will be in the Preakness. The Ted Stevens Alaska corruption scandal still has a really weird connection to horse racing. A jockey gave up his chance to ride the Kentucky Derby winner in the next big race. And a filly might win the Preakness because a convicted felon in prison for bribery told his son to do the right thing. This isn't sports anymore. It's a morality play.